Hello, boys and girls. It's so good to be with you again. Today, let's start with a little music because the song is the theme of my story today. So here we go. I hope this 86-year-old lady can get this tune on. Yes. History. The most powerful act a person can do in their lifetime in this country is to vote. In the early 1800s, this was not true for women. Can you just imagine? Women could not vote. And by the 1800s, they decided they had had enough of that. So they began to march and protest. And we're seeing a lot of protesting for justice, knocking on doors of those people in Congress, even going on hunger strikes and going to jail. So it took a lot of effort because you see, they thought they had that right because they said, this is my country. So I want you to ask your teachers to look up and see who were those suffragettes, as they call themselves, leaders of that movement. I'll give you a hint of one. Her name was Susan B. Anthony. And your math problem. Women started shaking things up in 1838. But it took to 1920 to get a bill passed. Do the math. Now history. These women, when it passed, they said, this is my country. And I quote, the right of citizens in the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of their sex. Now, it is said, and I wanted to find out about it, so I Googled to see if there was the name of the woman who was the first to vote. And I found out it was Margaret Newberry, who lived in St. Paul, Minnesota. It was 1917, even before the bill was ratified. She went in at 6 a.m. in the morning and cast a vote. So ask your teacher to do a little research to see what she was voting for and if anybody tried to stop her or give her any problems. Well, this didn't stop. The struggle went on, and men tried to do anything to deter women from voting. So history says a woman from Dallas County, Texas, was the first black woman to vote. And children, that was 1944. And she walked into her voting place and said, "This is my country." And can't you just see her putting that ballot in the box? Do the math. 1944, 1920, how many years? But the women didn't stop. And they haven't stopped. And now our Congress is full of women. I think that I am just so happy to be living to see it. And that it's 100 years since that 19th Amendment was ratified. And this past week, another milestone happened. The first biracial woman was nominated to run for one of the highest offices in our country. She has been nominated to run for Vice President of the United States of America. Another milestone for women. So, boys and girls, I want for you to do a project. You know, I always like to do a project. That's the teacher in me. I want you, I don't care if you're 3 up into teenagers, I want you to talk to your parents about how important is voting. Say, ask, why do we vote? I want you, if they get a mail-in vote, sit at the table with them and watch them vote. Ask them, why are you voting for this person or that person? What do you think they will do for the people in this country? Or if they're going to a polling place, ask to go with them so that you can go in and see how they cast their vote. This November election, boys and girls, will determine who will be in charge of your future for the next 4 years. Voters, this is their only power. And I want you children to claim the power to see that your parents get there. It is so exciting. And so I made a poster to remind you. Vote. Say that over and over again to your parents. And to remember it, vote. V is for victory. Who will be the best for our country? Who will be victorious? Oh, don't ever forget making your parents know that one vote can make a difference. And T, take your parents. Take them to the voting poll or the dining room table or whatever. Make sure they vote. And E, V-O-T-E, remind your parents that we all of us have the equal power on where our country will go in the next 4 years and who will be the best people to take us there. V for victory, O for our right, T is to take the time to vote, and E is for equality. So let this end of my history and math lessons until next time that Grandma Betty says, as I end, to do what? Wear your mask. Wear it every day. Wear your mask and keep the germs away. Wash your hands. Wash them through the day. Wash your hands and keep the germs away. Stay 6 feet away. And do it all through the day. Stay 6 feet away. And do it every day. It's wonderful to be with you. And until next time, this is Grandma Betty saying VOTE.